Here we have the 4-hour price chart for Amazon.com Incorporated, stock ticker AMZN. Here we can see that the stock is trading under a bit of recent selling pressure. Not totally surprising because we are seeing this in large sections of the market, as well as in large sections of the technology space in particular. Some of these stocks have fared better than others. I do believe that for the rest of the summer, we're going to start to see some divergences here as far as winners and losers are concerned, especially in the tech space. Um, in general, we kind of see similar trend movements within the Mag 7 stocks and then within the technology space as a whole. So for example, if it's a positive day for technology stocks, they kind of all rise higher. Or if it's just sort of a positive day in the S&P 500, then we also see all of the Mag 7 stocks move higher. But I think that last Thursday we saw a pretty significant inflection point, and this would be present on the Amazon chart as well. Here we've got this Thursday trading session here, this big red candle here. And for this stock, this did come at a very important time as far as where the longer term trading history is and where, how elevated this stock was. We were really trading at all-time highs here, as we can see if we kind of pull out to the longer term timeframes. We were not here when we were posting these prior highs toward the end of 2021, November 2021, for example. We were really having trouble again with this 190 level, and the stock really wasn't able to overcome that level during that period of time. The following trading session saw some fairly significant declines from there. And then we ultimately saw lows all the way down to just above $81 per share. These lows occurred in December 2022. So, for the most part, we are trading at elevated levels here, and it's interesting to see where these price failures actually started to occur. As we can see here, we were trading at all-time highs. We did ultimately post levels of the high here would be 201.20 from July 8. This would be the July 8 trading period. But just a few days later, we did start to see massive declines, and these declines were present throughout the market as a whole. The S&P 500, the Dow, the Nasdaq, all of these were really trading lower, and some substantially low. Some stocks were substantially lower. Amazon, obviously a very large company, was not immune to these losses, and we did see some fairly significant support levels break at, call this 192.50 would be probably the first major support zone to give way here. So, these price failures did occur at important levels, and they did occur on an important day because we were seeing broad-based selling pressure throughout the market. Going forward, I do think that we're going to start to see some winners and losers here. I don't think that, just because NVIDIA rallies, that every other tech stock is going to rally as well. I think for the rest of the summer, I think we're going to start to see some divergences or more of a mixed picture as far as which stocks do well and which do not. I'm curious which stocks people are watching most closely, and what is everyone's favorite stock at the moment. If you were to pick one stock for the summer in the technology space or even outside of the technology space, which stock do you think will be the major winner here? Which stock do you think will be the major loser? Um, because there are some real questions that will need to be answered here. And the way that the market is really responding to this Thursday sell-off, we're seeing some of those divergences now. Um, if you're interested, I would recommend watching the recent video on Meta Platforms, the Facebook parent company, because that stock has really fallen through the floor and has had tremendous trouble recovering itself, and we're breaking very significant support levels in the process. In contrast, Apple has posted new all-time highs. Apple recovered all of its highs and posted new all-time highs. Intel also recovered very well. But Nvidia did not. Nvidia did not recover so well. And we're starting to see some divergences here within the technology space. Some stocks are definitely performing better than others, and this is not a rising tide lifts all boats type of situation at this point. And I do think that this is most likely to continue. for the rest of the summer. And I think that this Thursday trading period was a very important inflection point. So currently, the main resistance level that we're watching here comes in at 201.20. This is a level that was tested on many occasions here. As we can see here, we've got a really broad, flat resistance line here that was really tested many times. I mean, the market really had many opportunities here to kind of push through these levels and to make a new high. But this selling pressure on Thursday really kind of solidified this area as a top. We don't know how long term this will be at the moment, but there are some indicator readings here which do suggest that we could be in for either a period of sustained declines or at least a period of sideways consolidation. Because we do have a situation where the relative strength index was rising and was showing a fair amount of positive momentum here. But this trend has now run its course. We can see that this trend is broken. The relative strength index is this purple line down here. And we can see that this upward trend has completed itself. It has broken. And this occurred just as prices failed that resistance. I mean, you can kind of visualize this here. Here's the break, and here's the, here's kind of the last positive trading bar for this uptrend trading period where we were trading at resistance. So we see this break in the relative strength index, and then bang, the next day, really, we start to see these major declines here. And it's not really clear if we're going to be able to recover those just yet, because we do have this break of support here at 192.50. So these are critical levels to watch here. 192.50 to the downside was broken. 201.20 to the top side has been broken. So going forward here, the real question is whether or not these longer term trends can maintain themselves. We've got a bit of a break here. This would be a more short term trading trend here, but it does. I mean, we haven't really gotten a close below this white trend line here just yet. But we're on the verge of doing that. I mean, we're really pressuring it very, very strongly. And stocks can only hold up for so long. If you pressure these levels for too long, the market starts to make a decision at some point. We can see that here, where we had plenty of opportunities to convincingly break through this $200 level, and then we failed. So, if we continue to pressure this uptrend line here, it's there's a good chance that it breaks here relatively soon. So, from here, the next level of support would come in at roughly 185.70. This would come in at roughly the lows from, this would be July 25th. And then we also have this 100 period exponential moving average, this purple line here, which comes in at roughly just above 188. So these are some levels to the downside that should be watched. If you're an aggressive trader and you're bullish and you wanted to use one of those price levels as a possible entry point, that would be acceptable, because you're getting a bit of a discount currently. But it does look like there's a lot of selling pressure here. And there is a lot of negative momentum that could put some pressure onto these support zones here going forward. So here's the current market analysis for Amazon.com Incorporated, stock ticker AMZN.